Welcome back to Architectural Adventures, brought to you by Historic Springfield Society. I'm your host, Kylie. Thanks for joining me as we tour Springfield's architectural curiosities. We're bringing you a special series in honor of Historic Preservation Month, where we look at 3 different research methodologies. Today, you may notice we are not in Historic Springfield. We are in the Jacksonville Public Library Special Collections on the 4th floor. And behind me today, I want to share with you the City Directories. So these bound volumes were utilized by the residents, merchants, salesmen of a particular city or town at one time. They were the precursor to phone books, and in fact, they later contained phone numbers as time progressed. These are useful because they provide the flavor of that area at that particular time in history. So if you're starting off your research, you'll look for the volume that has the build date of your house as close to you know it. And this will provide you information such as the residence of your house at that time, the address, their occupation, and their spouse. I have a friend who is an avid researcher. If you've been in Springfield for a long time, then you may be familiar with Chris Farley. And she has a saying, follow the bodies. And what she means by that is, don't just look for the address, look for the names as well. Now let's say we're doing address and you don't have a name to start out with for the property you're researching. So what you want to do is you want to look for what is called the street indexes. So I like to describe it as if you were walking down the street physically. So they're arranged alphabetically and then chronologically. Now, depending on the publisher of the City Directory, they will vary in terms of being in the front of the book or the back of the book. So oftentimes you'll just have to search through to find them. But once you do find them, you'll go to your street and then you'll go down the line, and it will be, all of the address numbers will be on the left, and then it will start at the beginning of your street and move through, and then to the right of the address numbers, you will have the name of the occupant of that property at that specific point in time. And then you'll notice a symbol that looks like an X or a cross with a street name next to it. And this denotes that you are crossing a specific street. So that's how you can get your bearings on your street. And as I said, it is as if you were physically walking down the street, and you can chronologically look at every address, and it gives you a real point in time of that part of the neighborhood. It's very interesting. So right here, Special Collections has graciously allowed me to view an original. So this is the 1911 Jacksonville City Directory. And as I said, there were different publishers. This one is Polk's, or no, I'm sorry. So we can see that this guy, it's been very well loved. It's very delicate. So we can't view all of the originals. So if you come here to look at them in person, you'll see that to preserve these delicate directories, they have photocopies of the original, so you can still look at them physically. And they are also available online. And one thing to keep in mind that's very important if you're doing research in Historic Springfield is the fact that names and addresses of streets have changed a lot over the years. North to south streets, the majority of the names have changed. And in about 1940, there was a major renumbering. So if you live on a north to south street, then the addresses shifted by 200. So if your address is present day 1235, it would have been 1435. And for example, north to south street name changes. So Hubbard Street was originally Adeline Street until about 1896. So that's where the street indexes can be helpful in the city directories. And if you're unsure of what your original address number was and you can't find it in the city directories, then I recommend cross-referencing that with the Sanborn Fire Insurance map. So be sure to check out our video on how to do that as well. So we hope that you've enjoyed this. We hope that it's helpful. And we want to extend a big thank you to the Jacksonville Public Library and Special Collections for allowing us to film this segment. And we will see you next time on Architectural Adventures.